whether it was contractual, the reason why they never put on the albums, it might have been because it wasn't part of the contracted score from Simon Boswell, and they weren't part of the actual albums. He wasn't sort of part of. They weren't part of the tracks from the bands. But Guy, who was sort of like, he was a friend of the production, if you like. His girlfriend was actually my assistant, and Guy sort of said, like, I just go back a little bit. We had, for those two, we had different tracks for those two moments, particularly the Grand Central moment with the spinning telephone booths. I'd chosen a track by The Cure, which was their version of Purple Haze, which is a great dance, kind of thumping dance track. And they asked the Earth, and we also, I think, tried to get another track from them for somewhere else, and they were asking that ridiculous money. And when we turned them down, they kept pulling down the quote, by which time Guy had written this incredible music. And I mean, on the internet, people are saying that what's called the Grand Central Queue. And I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to say this, but Guy Pratt, and I'm saying it without prejudice and allegedly, Guy Pratt at the time and still is the sort of Roger Waters' replacement bassist in Pink Floyd. And you might recognise the very distinctive guitar sound. And I'm not going to go any further.
You shouldn't have said that. It's just a brick in a wall.
Maybe that's to do with it, but it's you're not the first person that said that Grand Central and the Cracking the Worm should be part of the available soundtrack. I agree.
I mean, I asked because I've been looking for about 15 years now, so wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like the studio, in particular, dropped the ball as far as like marketing the film, knowing what they actually had in their hands, and maybe they didn't really understand what they were doing because it was at the beginning of everything? Because I really feel like the movie got almost no push when it came out.
Yeah. Well, United Artists were not a huge company. They were sort of they were starting out. They were sort of a fledgling company. I mean, I know that Andrew McDonald, who was the producer of Trainspotting, I don't think Trainspotting did as well as Hackers in the States, and he thought that they should have gone for the slot that we went for, and I think he was arguing for it. But I take your point. I think the issue was that I guess we didn't get this kind of critical response. People were expecting something else, and one of the reviews in the Orange County Register was this is
Make a break.
This is ridiculous. Everybody knows the internet is only ever going to be text on a screen. We were working with Bill Brody, who was like working on the next generation, and of sort of graphic interfaces and icons and buttons and stuff. So I think it was. I think they just didn't feel that it had enough sort of headwind, and I mean I think they've made their money out of it now, though.
Yes.